So today I decided to make this video in order to help you to maximize your learning. And in today's episode, I will be sharing with you a number of tips. So hopefully you could find these tips helpful. And please do let me know if these worked for you. And if not, then please leave your comments below and let me know how did you get on. This learning process more efficient, effective, and reaching the goals faster than how would usually it would take you when you start to learning a new language or any new skill. In fact, so anything in life could take its cycle, so you can't really rush it. However, you could do some techniques that would facilitate this process and in order to get faster. So the first and foremost is repetition. You could there are so many theories. However, the tools in order to implement these theories actually differs. So with Arabic, I do understand there are lots of theories around learning Arabic, but in my opinion is the more you practice and pay short visits, the better you are going to get at it. So every day try to practice a little bit. For example, today if you're able to practice 5 minutes, then fantastic. If not, brilliant, leave it and have a look at tomorrow. So that would work. That would work every day. Try to spend 2 to 3 minutes and then kind of gradually spend more time with Arabic especially, and equally with other languages, is to have those to have these short visits while you're learning Arabic. So for example, if you are busy, then it's fine. Then perhaps tomorrow you will have a little bit more time to practice it, and always dedicate a certain time for Arabic if you would like to feel the effect of learning this new language. I would definitely recommend to spend none the least of 2 hours of your own time during the week. I understand we're all busy, we all work, we've got social commitments, we've got life, we've got families, kids, etc. But at the end of the day, if you spend at least 2 minutes every day, you will see the difference, you will feel it, you will feel how you memorize these vocabulary. But most importantly, like for example, Google search engine. For example, when you try to put someone's name, or when to put London, and some other suggestions would show up. These suggestions, the first one is actually the most word has been typed into Google, and Google store this information. So as soon as you type the first word, then the second word would appear because the second word was associated with the first one. And that is a basic example, and this is a very basic example on how algorithm and technology is based on human mind. So that is basically the principle. The more you practice and pay short visits to a certain term, vocabulary, grammar, the more likely when you recall this information is going to come back and aid you. As simple as that. Always make smart choices. So for example, you don't need to learn every Arabic word that you see or hear. But most importantly, try to choose the words that you will be useful to you. For example, choose academic vocabulary if you are studying for a college entrance or even for an exam, like let's say Arabic GCSEs or A-levels. However, choose conversational vocabulary and words for directions. So, for example, we've got vocabulary such as food, hotels, transportation, and for travel. Always look at the word twice. First, in a bilingual dictionary. So you need to look up at the word and get the general idea and the general meaning behind this word. Then after that, try to look up the word in an Arabic dictionary, and there are loads of Arabic dictionaries out there. I guess this might be slightly at a later stage, but would definitely be helpful if you get that clearer understanding of what word, of an exact word, and what does it stands for and what does it mean. When you look up these words, it will actually show grammatically accurate and useful example sentences. Try to use an online dictionary with pronunciation feature. When you look up a new word, try to practice the pronunciation, the word stress, try to record it. For example, if you're having a class, a uni, a university, privately, anywhere here through my channel, go and write it down. And I would definitely recommend you to get an A to Z address book, like phone books. I understand we all have smartphones, but I think sometimes when you go back to basics, it does really help, because when you go and write these vocabulary down, that's experience. You write the vocabulary down, whether it's in Arabic or English transliteration, and the meaning behind it. And I would definitely try to write 2 examples, if not 3. This would definitely help you, because the address book is A to Z categorized, so it's really easy for you to go and find these vocabulary if you want to. And this would actually help you. Let's say sometimes if you go and study and you ended up with lots of paperwork. So teachers, as I do, we give handouts. And as a student myself, I study other languages. So it takes me some time. I ended up with loads of papers, with loads of files. And this is sometimes could be a little bit tiring to keep track of the vocabulary that I wrote it down or I kept it in a certain paper. So when you get these papers or these handouts from your teacher and write them down in your scrapbook, this is absolutely fantastic, because not only when you struggle to remember a word, you'll find it there, but actually at the end of a course, you will be able to size the amount of vocabulary you have, and you could say, for an exact 100%, I know so and so amount of vocabulary in Arabic, and you will be able to estimate your level, not go towards an online assessment to say, oh, what's my level? You will actually be able to guess and know what level you are at with this basic step. So I would definitely recommend you to do that. To increase your vocabulary, start reading. Depending on your level, I would say, if you're a beginner, start reading from kids' stories. Why? Because kids' stories are designed on a repetition. So they focus on a certain amount of vocabulary, and these vocabulary are repeated more than once. And have a look. A story for kids obviously depends on the levels going up. Some of them are slightly more complicated, but if you look at the beginners as you start, most of the vocabulary are very basic, and then gradually you climb this ladder and you have more vocabulary. So I would definitely recommend kids' stories if you want to start. If you're slightly higher than that, I'll definitely try to listen to easy songs like Fayrouz. Most of her songs are jazz, which means the lyrics are clear, crisp, and you could understand most of them. And if you didn't, online there are so many tools that you could actually see the script and see the transliteration, the pronunciation, and the translation. Obviously, most of these translations aren't perfect, but you don't need a perfect translation. That's not what you're after. All you're after is to understand the song and the literal word for word meaning, and the overall translation you can interpret it in any way and shape you like. So why not get started with that? If you are intermediate level, I would definitely recommend that you actually start watching drama. Don't watch films. Films, obviously there is a plot in the film, but there isn't that much. You know, a film, if it's too long, maximum the longest film is, I don't know, 3 hours. You might have 3 hours, but that would be, you know, quite rare to spend these days, to spend 3 hours watching a film. But what I would say instead of that, watch a drama. Drama, there's a continuation, and a drama in Arabic, we do love a bit of drama. The dramas are really good because there's a plot, and you start from the beginning. You've got 30, 40 episodes, depends, and each episode is 45 minutes. You might now to say, well, 45 minutes, there must be 1,000 vocabulary there. Start by focusing on only 2 minutes. If you find 2 minutes even difficult, 40 seconds. So gradually start with 40 seconds and then build your way up. When you listen to these 40 seconds, I would definitely recommend that you focus on 7 vocabulary per week. Actually, it's a great start. If you focus on 7 vocabulary a day, that is brilliant. You do the maths. Then after that, then the week after, listen to another 40 seconds and more 7 vocabulary. Again, try to do that for a month. And then the other month, try to watch the entire clip all together. But before that, have a look at the vocabulary, try to familiarize yourself with it. That would help you massively into understanding the vocabulary. And when you come across the text, and when you come across the audio or the visual material, you wouldn't find it very difficult. So that's the idea. Familiarize yourself, try to practice it, try to listen to it, and then come back and watch all these small clips all together. And that would be fantastic. So everything comes through experience. Some of you may say, I wrote this vocabulary, how do I memorize these vocabulary? Really basic technique. Record them with your voice on your smartphone. So you don't really need to do anything else. And this is the end of our session. I hope you really enjoyed it and found these tips helpful. Do let me know if you have any questions and leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so and give a big thumbs up and share with your colleagues, hopefully as well they find it helpful and benefit from learning Arabic. Thank you very much. Till next time, keep well and ma salama.